Yo, what is going on, everyone? Welcome back to GTM Gaming and Delectables. I am your host, Gathering the Magic, and it's time. It's Sunday. You know what that means. It's Market Watch time. Today is August 10th, 2025, and this is episode number 34 of the Splinterlands Land Market Watch. So we're going to look at all things land today. We're going to look at the market. We're going to look at plot prices. We're going to look at time crystals. We're going to look at magical plots, legendary plots. We're going to look at prices for fortune tickets and wagon kits and all that fun stuff. So sit back, relax, and enjoy. So let's get started. So how many plots are actually for sale currently? So over on Peak Monsters right now, there's just over 3,500 plots for sale. 2 weeks ago, we were sitting at 3,450. The 2 weeks before that, we were in I believe, the mid to upper 2000s. So a lot of plots are available for sale currently. Right now, in game in the market, cheapest unsurveyed plot is $59. There's one at that price. 2 weeks ago, the cheapest is $60, so we're holding right around that $60 price point. Over on Hive, you're looking at just over $67 for a plot. And there are 15 total plots available over on Hive. Tracks in regions, no movement here at all. You know, there are two available in the marketplace. For tracks, for 11,750 is the cheapest, and then the land region just under 89,000. So the big move this week in time crystals is that time crystals have come down from 7 cents down to 5. Why that is important is as we get further and further in land development, you know, the next thing coming out that everyone's talking about are the land cards, you know, the monster cards or workers that are going to be available for land. You know, we're all debating on, you know, what's the cost going to be? Are we going to need research and all that? I think the next thing after that is probably going to be permanent buildings. You know, that might be the next phase where we can start crafting, you know, our permanent granary, our permanent logging camp, and then maybe start leveling it up. You know, that's one of the next phases of land I think will be coming. So the time to get your time crystals is while they are cheap. And like I said, they've been at 7 cents for many, many months. Currently, they're at just about 5 cents, so right around 60 DEC each. So if you don't have time crystals and you're looking at being able to either level your buildings without that waiting period, or you know, possibly when, you know, however many months in the future when we have maintenance to do and you need to repair your buildings, during maintenance you are not earning anything off your plots. So time crystals are important. Not right now because there's no use for them, but I like to be prepared and I like to think ahead. So time crystals are definitely something that you should be thinking about if you are a serious landowner, you know, especially if you're someone that has many tracks or regions and all that. You're going to need a ton of time crystals for, you know, leveling your buildings as quickly as possible. So definitely we want to save money and get them while they're cheap, and this is the cheapest I've seen them in many, many months. So if you are a landowner and you're looking for a good price, the time is now. Okay. Now on to totem fragments. So you can see here the common totem fragment price has dropped from $1.44 down to $1.14, but rares seem to be the hot item now. Rare totem fragments are up to just under $9, where they were $7.50 a couple weeks ago. Epics are hovering just under $40 per fragment there, and legendary totem fragments are at $189. For complete totems, you're looking at $14.40 for a common totem, $60 for a rare totem, epics $249, and legendaries $1,000. I expect this rare totem price to go a lot higher because of the rare fragments are starting to move up in price. Would not surprise me if, you know, in the next few months you see rare fragments at about $10 a piece. And where you need 8 of them to make a complete totem, don't be surprised if rare totems start getting to $75, $80 again. Totem claims, so if you have a claim for complete totem, you're looking at $13.40, $68 for a rare, $3.70 for an epic, and $17.50 for a legendary. Land Baron, so if you just wanted to come into the game right now and you just bought the 50 cheapest plots on the marketplace, how much would that cost you? 2 weeks ago would have cost $827.72. Currently, it will cost you $742. Let me update the date here. So you're looking at just under $15 a plot. Okay, for your resource plots, if you have a specific resource in mind, you're like, hey, I just want the cheapest grain or stone plot, how much will it cost? Grain is still hovering at $19. Wood, there are a couple wood plots. I believe there's two at $13.90. Stone has dropped from 20 bucks down to $14.88. So if you're looking to pick up some cheap stone plots from where it has been, now's the time. And then ore also, there are a couple plots there at just under $15. Okay, land plots, cheapest 5 per rarity, starting with the common natural. 2 weeks ago, 15 to 17 bucks for a plot. And like I said, there are a couple under 14. In region 7, $13.90 for 2 tundras. And then you're looking at $14 in regions 112, 118, and 141. Region 115 has 36 different plots available for just under $15, $14.88 a piece. So if you're looking for a good variety here, it looks like you're going to get stone, wood, and iron here. So if you're looking for those 3 resources all in a single region, and you just want common natural, you just want the cheapest plots you can get, yep, definitely check out 115. $15 in regions 13, 48, 53, and 112. And then finally, the last cheapest plots for common natural, $16 in region 23 and region 62. Okay, moving to rares. Last time, $25 to $35 were the cheapest. Right now, $25 will get you a plot in regions 12, regions 139, and region 134. Then it jumps to $27 in region 1, $27.99 in region 115, and $28 in region 23. All right, Epic Natural. So they were $80 to $110 2 weeks ago. Now $80 in regions 141 and 72. Region 109 has a jungle for $99. Region 9 has a plains, so you can actually get an epic plains for $115. And region 140 for $115 has a tundra. Region 39 has a badlands and a mountain for $125 a piece. And then your legendary plots for natural. So there are some cheaper options here than 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago you were looking at $750 to $825. Couple under $600 right now. Region 115 has 3 legendary plots, a desert and 2 mountains. So you're looking at stone and iron for $555 a piece. Then it jumps to $580 in region 136. Region 135 has a jungle for $650. Region 95 has a bog. This will produce grain in region 695. And then finally, region 72 is a hills for stone for $800. All right, let's move on to magical plots. So your cheapest magical plots 2 weeks ago, you're looking at $35 to $49. All of them this week are under $30. So good time to pick up magical plots based on past prices. So region 48 has a life plot for $25. Region 134 has a life plot also for $25. Region 72 has a life plot for $25.99. Region 97 has a death magical plot for $27. And if you're looking to get a bunch of different ones in the same region, region 115 for just under $29, you can pick up death, fire, life, and water magical plots. Okay, moving on to the rares. So 2 weeks ago, $56 to $80 was the range. Currently, the cheapest is $60 in region 115 is death, fire, and life magic. 115 also has a death plot for $64. Region 72 and 99 have magical plots for $68. Dragon plot in 115 for $69. and then 2 death magical plots in region 39 for 80 bucks. All right, epic magical. So you're looking 270 to 500 2 weeks ago. Currently, pretty much the same range. There's one new addition, I believe it's this one in region 99. But just like 2 weeks ago, region 39 has a death and fire plot for 270. Region 102 is earth magic for 275. Region 99 has water magic, and this is also a bog. So if you're not interested in the water magic at this time, you can also use this epic magical plot to produce grain in the meantime for 320. Earth magic in region 28 for 360. Earth magic in region 97 for 369. Legendary magical plots, it's been a while. There is currently none on the marketplace, and it's been a while. It's been a couple of months since there's been any legendary magical plots. All right, moving on to common occupied plots. Once again, there's a few that are cheaper than 2 weeks ago when we were sitting $76 to $88. There's a desert in region 112 for $68.44. Plains in region 46 for $69, grain producing. Region 72 is a jungle for $74. Region 115 has 2 mountains available for $75 apiece. Those are occupied. And then finally, region 72 has a jungle for $80. Okay, rare occupied plots. 190 to 225 a couple weeks ago. Now you're looking 190 to 264. There's a forest in region 120 for $190. A river in region 91 for $195. A lake in 132 for $199. Swamp in region 134 for $210. And then finally a hills in region 136 for $264. Okay, epics. So this price kind of surprised me. An epic occupied plot for $399. As you guys know, there are very few of this rarity ever listed. There's usually just a handful. And to see this $250 under the next cheapest one, this to me, if you're a serious landowner or someone looking to pick up some really nice plots, this to me seems like a no-brainer pickup. Once again, it's region 115. He is selling a lot of different plots. So it's not just this epic occupied. I believe he had some magical plots as well. But $399 for an epic plot in 115, I don't think this will last very long. Next, you have a lake epic occupied in region 91 for $650. Region 5 has an epic occupied swamp for $1,100. And then finally, region 26 has an epic occupied tundra for $1,250. And these are the only ones on the marketplace. And then look at this. Last time there was one legendary occupied. Now there are none. So there are no legendary magical or legendary occupied plots on the marketplace. Okay, keeps. Last time $999 to $1,400. Cheapest keep currently is $879 in region 44. Then once again, here's that 115. He's selling a keep for just under $990. Regions 31 and 44 have keeps for $1,200. Region 85 has 2 keeps for $1,250 apiece. And then finally, region 39 has a keep for $1,400. And then castles, there is still that castle in Ravenwood for $9,500. No other castles have been listed. Trade swaps. So if you wanted to trade 1 DEC, how much of each resource would it get you? Last time you would get just under 100 grain for 1 DEC. Now you would get 101.5. Iron, last time you're looking at 3.1 iron. Now you're looking at 3.2. The big move is stone. So 2 weeks ago you would have to spend 8 stone to get a DEC. Now you've got to spend 9.4 stone to get 1 DEC. So a big move in price there. And then wood as well. You're looking at just over 26 wood per DEC. Now you're looking at almost 31 wood for 1 DEC there. And then finally, the land items that we can currently create in game, prices for those. So midnight potions continue to drift lower. They were 1.8 cents. Now they're down to 1.4. Fortune tickets that had spiked a couple weeks ago to 71 cents. Currently, there are a lot being produced and a lot being used up every day for the pickle drawing. Currently, the cheapest is 55 cents. Auction marks are still 234 from a couple weeks ago, and wagon kits have dropped a little bit from 610 down to 585. And that is it, guys. I think that is everything for land for this week for the marketplace. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you found some useful information here. Like I said, two big takeaways for me this week is how the legendary plots are disappearing from the marketplace. Currently, the only legendary plots are for natural. No occupied and no magical legendary plots. The move down in time crystals, like I said, it's best to prepare ahead of time and try to get things like that when the prices are low. So those were the two big takeaways for me this week from the Market Watch. So hope you guys enjoyed, and until next time, stay the course, keep on foraging, have fun, and don't forget to harvest every week. Take care.